WKBT's High Quiz Bowl. High Quiz Bowl is the varsity sport of the mind, pitting the sharpest minds of our area high schools in head-to-head competition. WKBT's High Quiz Bowl is brought to you by Viterbo College, one of Wisconsin's finest independent colleges, and by Wholesome Bread, baked by Erickson Bakeries. Here's the moderator of High Quiz Bowl, Terry Wirkus.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Game 12 of this High Quiz Bowl season. High Quiz Bowl is brought to you by Viterbo College, with grant support from IGA and Central Wisconsin Bank Shares, and by our friends at Wholesome Bread, baked by Erickson Bakeries. We've got a team looking for win number 3 tonight. They're going to try to be our third-time winner, but we have a tough squad from New Lisbon, which we're going to kind of try to see what they can do to stop them. So let's come right over now and meet the teams. And first, our team looking for win number 3, Crosse Logan.
Steve Duffrin, sophomore.
Jason Cleveland, senior.
Kathy Mowbray, junior.
Mark Glasser, senior.
And Logan's alternate is Jeanette Miller, and their coach is Diane Gebhardt. And now our challenging squad from New Lisbon.
Mark Andreessen, freshman.
Joe Paulson, sophomore.
Matt Schomburg, senior.
Scott Goldmark, junior.
And New Lisbon has 2 coaches with us tonight, Terry Wirkus and Joe Myers. Welcome, everyone. Glad to have you with us. Let's come right over here now and meet our judge and education consultant from Viterbo College, Wayne Wojciechowski.
Good evening, Terry.
Assistant to the academic dean. Is that not what they say you are?
What I am.
What is that? What do you do?
Basically, I have responsibility for all academic support services at Viterbo College, academic advising.
Mary Byerson told me you drove the bus. That's not right?
That's a sideline.
That's a sideline. We'll talk with you more later, Wayne, okay?
Okay, fine.
We'll get this 12th game going right after this break.
It's got to be the most exciting sport you can ever imagine from a biased point of English view, I suppose, but it's a sport that involves everybody. It's just that atmosphere that a small college like this produces, and they're all pulling for each other, and each part of the athletic departments, if you're a soccer coach, you pull for the volleyball, and vice versa.
It's a family, and it's a good place to work. It's a good place to be.
Good morning, good neighbor. For freshness and flavor, you have a good neighbor.
When it comes to freshness and flavor, choose your good neighbor bakers, the Good Night Bakers of Wholesome.
Wholesome's flavor secret is quality in everything. The yeast, flour, everything. No Wholesome family's more than a few hours from our ovens. We deliver freshness. Wholesome's wrapped oven fresh just before dawn. Good morning. I know it's good because I eat it. And I know why it's good because we bake it.
That buzzer always means we're about to begin our game. But first, I want to remind you that whatever Wayne Wojciechowski says will be what goes here. You'll make our final decisions, and our question authority is College Bowl Incorporated. So, let's go right over here. Teams, are you all set to play? Game 12 here of High Quiz Bowl. We'll start out with a 10-point toss-up question. First, he wrote Eye of the Needle and The Man from St. Petersburg. Next came a real-life thriller about 15 American executives led by a feisty ex-Army colonel on a mission in Iran to free their imprisoned co-workers. For 10 points, who is this writer? Cleveland, Logan.
McLean?
No, that's not right. New Lisbon, you have a guess.
Stevenson.
No, Ken Follett. Ken Follett is what we were looking for. Another 10-point toss-up. Black-seeded Simpson, loose-leaf Boston, iceberg, and bib are for 10 points varieties of what common vegetable? Schonberg, New Lisbon.
Lettuce?
That is correct for 10 points. Mr. Schoenberg, we have 5 bonus categories tonight. Authors, famous people, medicine, sports, and miscellaneous. Where would you like to go for your first bonus question?
Authors, please.
Authors it is. Start at the A for the top of the alphabet. This is worth 30 points, New Lisbon. It's sometimes difficult to identify an author by his real name. Now, you'll earn 10 points apiece for telling me the pen name of these writers. William Sidney Porter.
O. Henry?
That's correct. Samuel Langhorne Clemens.
Mark Twain?
That's right. How about Charles Dickens? Well, we'll give you 20 points. Charles Dickens was known as Boz, B-O-Z, Boz. Here we go, teams, another 10-point toss-up. John Paul II leads the Roman Catholic Church today. For 10 points, in what century was John Paul I Pope? Duffrin, Logan.
20th.
That is right. for 34 days in 1978. Mr. Cleveland, I'll give you the same choice of the 5 bonus categories.
We'll go authors.
You'll go authors also. This is worth 20 points. Several important authors in English literature have been women. For 10 points each, identify these 2 British authoresses. She wrote Pride and Prejudice.
Jane Austen.
That's right. One of several famous sisters, her single masterpiece was Wuthering Heights.
Emily Bronte.
Good for 20 points. Iceland is a treeless country, teams, with geysers and picturesque waterfalls. For 10 points, spell the name of Iceland's capital, Reykjavik. Dufferin, Logan.
R-E-K-J-V-A-K.
Sorry, that's not right. New Lisbon. Whoops, we have consultation. We can't do that on those toss-ups. Remember that, gentlemen. Well, I can only do that on the bonuses. We'll have to throw that out. By the way, though, it was R-E-Y-K-J-A-V-I-K. Reykjavik. Okay, teams, here's another 10-point toss-up. D period C period means District of Columbia, or direct current to most of us, but not so to a musician. For 10 points, what are the initials D period? Dufferin, Logan.
Da capo.
That is right.
We'll go authors again.
Authors for 30 points. A Rap on Race was published in 1971, Logan. The 2 authors did the rapping. One a noted writer, the other a noted anthropologist. The writer also wrote The Fire Next Time, and the anthropologist also wrote Coming of Age in Samoa. For 15 points each, name them. James Baldwin and Margaret Mead. Okay, teams, another 10-point toss-up. Margaret Gorman is hardly a household name, even though she was the first, but Bess Meyerson, Vanessa Williams, and even Bert Parks are still Dufferin, Logan.
Miss America.
That is right.
We'll go authors again.
Authors, a popular category this evening. This is worth 20 points. He popularized the phrase the great unwashed and was himself known as the great unknown because he anonymously published his Waverley novels. For 20 points, name this great author. Sir Walter Scott. The Origin of Species by Means of Natural Selection was published in 1859. Teams for 10 points, Dufferin, Logan.
Darwin.
That's right, Charles Darwin was the author.
We'll go miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous, first time in that category. This is worth 20 points. There are 3 primary colors of light, Logan. For 5 points apiece, or 20 points for all 3, name them.
Red, green, and blue.
That's right, for 20 points. Isn't she lovely, my cherie amour? You are the sunshine of my life. 10 points, Cleveland, Logan.
Stevie Wonder.
Correct.
We'll go miscellaneous again.
Miscellaneous for 25 points. It's believed that the Himalayas were formed of what we now call Eurasia and India. 25 points, what geological theory underlies this explanation?
Plate tectonics.
That is correct, for 25 points. The Liberty Bell cracked on first being run in 1752 and was recast, teams. Then it cracked for the last time in 1835 when rung for the funeral of the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. For 10 points, what was his name? John Marshall. Barney Clark lived 112 days after receiving the world's first artificial heart in Salt Lake City. 10 points, what was the heart called? Dufferin, Logan.
Jarvik 7.
That is correct.
We'll go miscellaneous again.
Miscellaneous, this is worth 30 points. For 10 points apiece, answer these 3 questions about significant temperatures on the Fahrenheit, Celsius, and Kelvin scales. On the Kelvin scale, what is absolute zero?
0.
That's right. What is absolute zero on the Celsius scale?
Minus 273.
And on the Fahrenheit scale, what is the normal boiling point of water?
212.
That's good for 30 points. Samuel Colt made his fortune by manufacturing revolvers. For 10 points, how many rounds of ammunition did his famous Colt revolver hold? Dufferin, Logan.
6.
That is right.
Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous, this is worth 20 points. This chemical corporation, Logan, first made gunpowder for the Americans during the War of 1812. Now it's known for its non-stick Teflon products. For 20 points, name this Wilmington, Delaware-based company.
Dow.
DuPont. DuPont. You may not recognize the name, teams. The name is Alice Little, but she was the inspiration for a character in his children's classic. For 10 points, who wrote Alice in Wonderland? And Reason, New Lisbon.
Lewis Carroll.
Absolutely correct, for 10 points. We'll give you your choice here of bonus questions again, Mr. Schonberg. What would you
Famous people?
Famous people this time. First time in that category, I believe. This is worth 20 points. She has since returned to the Soviet Union, but on April 21st, 1967, Svetlana Aliyeva arrived in New York after being given political asylum. 20 points, New Lisbon. Who was her famous father? His name, Joseph Stalin. That buzzer means we've reached our half period in our tonight's game. We'll be back with meeting the teams and recap the score right after this break.
Meet the family of Central Wisconsin Bank Shares, a growing network of community banks that have joined together to provide the resources and capabilities of large metropolitan banks. Central Wisconsin Bank Shares has found a better way to provide worthwhile financial services, and they're proud to sponsor one of today's most worthwhile television programs, the Viterbo High Quiz Bowl.
To meet your banking needs, see the Central Wisconsin Bank Share affiliate nearest you.
Roman meal bread salutes everyone who gives their best in the biggest race of all, the human race.
Wings on your feet, let your smile come shining through. You're on top of the world, and enjoy your love you. You're happy and fit, and go for more. Roman meal, when you know what's good for you.
The human race. Get into it.
Gum disease can strike right under your nose. In fact, it strikes 3 out of 4 people over age 35. The major cause is plaque. Plaque forms in your mouth constantly. Left unchecked, it irritates, inflames, infects your gums, hardens into gritty calculus, and can cause the loss of teeth. But with regular dental care and conscientious personal care, most gum disease can be treated, even prevented. Visit your American Dental Association dentist today. Don't wait till it hurts.
We've reached halftime of tonight's game, and Wayne has the score.
Well, New Lisbon has 40 points, and Logan has 165 points, but I wouldn't predict it at this point.
Okay, Wayne. We'll see you later on in the program. Let's come over here and meet our schools. First of all, our school looking for win number 3 tonight, Logan, and I understand that, Miss Mowbray, you have a little bit to tell us about Logan tonight.
Logan High School is the newest school in the La Crosse School District. It houses 1,060 students as well as 75 faculty members. Curriculum offerings include courses in accelerated chemistry and physics for the college-bound in addition to a comprehensive vocational course. Our extracurricular program balances athletics with aesthetics. Our girls and boys athletic teams are well known for their competitive attitude. Our marching band has grown to 140 members and has won numerous awards. The highlight of our vocal music program is our swing choir, the class act, well known not only in the community but statewide. Other activities include the all-school musical, drama, forensics, mock trial, and academic decathlon, among others. A fine facility, a great faculty, and an enthusiastic student body make Logan a great place to be.
Okay, Miss Mowbray, thank you very much. Glad to have you folks with us this evening. Let's come up now and meet New Lisbon. Gentlemen, I have to ask you, do you know a fellow by the name of Al Stencil? Have you heard that name on a radio?
Yeah.
Have you? Does he call your ball games or anything? He's an old friend of mine who worked here in La Crosse and radio and bought the station down in Boston. We used to call him a wobbler because of his laugh. He gets crazy guy. I had to mention him just because I know you guys are on the same neck of the woods. Mr. Schomburg, tell us a little bit about your school, please.
New Lisbon High School has an enrollment of 225 students and is located 50 miles east of La Crosse. A well-rounded education is the goal of our school board administration and faculty. A variety of offerings from college prep courses in English and math to industrial concepts and computer courses in our vocational classes prepare our students for the world of work, vocational and/or a college education. New Lisbon High School is a member of the Scenic Bluffs Athletic Conference and participates in sports throughout the school year. Besides athletic competition, drama, music, and FFA are examples of the opportunities available. We at New Lisbon High School would like to thank WKBT and the High Quiz Bowl sponsors for having us here tonight.
Well, thank you very much. Glad to have you. Glad you can make the drive down tonight, and hope you have a nice, safe trip back. Okay?
Thank you.
Good. We've got a whole second half of action coming up next. Be back with it right after this break.
When you buy Country Hearth Bread, you're buying natural goodness. When you buy Country Hearth Bread, you're buying quality ingredients because Country Hearth Bread has no artificial preservatives. When you buy Country Hearth Bread, you're buying nutrition to grow on. Your whole family will love the soft-textured quality of Country Hearth Bread.
Nature's gift of goodness, Country Hearth Bread.
Your La Crosse area IGA stores invite you to take a walk down our aisles. Notice anything special? Our IGA private label products. We think you'll find them to be as good or better than the national name brands, but with one big difference. They cost less. IGA private label products. A wide variety of choices at the lowest possible prices at your La Crosse area IGA stores. IGA.
The next time that buzzer goes off, the game will be history. So let's get right into the second half of this Game 12 of High Quiz Bowl. Teams, a 10-point toss-up to start us off. In history, the term appeasement has become synonymous with a European city, which was the site of the signing of a pact of peace. Duffer and Logan.
Munich.
That's correct, for 10 points.
We'll take the last in miscellaneous.
The last in miscellaneous. This is worth 20 points, Logan. You're having trouble grasping something in one of your courses. For 10 points each, in which part of a textbook would you find first, a list of books consulted by the author in the production of the text, usually an appendix to the work?
Bibliography.
Mm-hmm. How about a list of unfamiliar terms found in the work and their definitions?
Glossary.
Got 20 points. The Greek and Chinese words for great wind are almost identical teams and are both claimed as the basis for the English word for hurricanes in the Western Pacific. For 10 points, Duffer and Logan.
Typhoon.
That is right.
We'll take the last of the authors.
This is worth 30 points. It's been suggested that the detective story expresses some sense of the poetry of modern life. For 10 points each, name the creators of these fictional sleuths. Perry Mason. Earl Stanley Gardner. How about Nero Wolfe? Rex Stout. And Mike Hammer.
Mickey Spillane.
There you go, for 10 points. President Carter was instrumental in the peace accord between Egypt and Israel, signed in 1978. For 10 points, teams, by what name is it known? Duffer and Logan.
Camp David Treaty.
Camp David Accords is correct.
We'll take famous people.
Famous people. This is worth 25 points. Cornelia, Pompeia, Calpurnia, the wives of what Roman emperor?
Julius Caesar.
Mm-hmm, for 25 points. The Mississippi and the Missouri are the two longest rivers in the United States, teams, and they meet in the state of Missouri. For 10 points, what is the only other state that borders both rivers? Glasser, Logan.
Illinois.
No, that's not right. New Lisbon. Iowa. Iowa. The Depression put an end to the Stutz Bearcat and Marmot and Pierce Arrow. For 10 points, what were they? Mowbray, Logan.
Cars.
That is right.
Famous people.
Famous people. This is worth 30 points. The 16-member Arab League is beset with opposing views from hardline nations. Now, I'll name an Arab League leader, and you'll earn 10 points apiece for identifying his country. King Hassan II.
Jordan.
No, he's Morocco. How about King Hussein?
Jordan.
Yes, he's Jordan. How about Colonel Gaddafi?
Libya.
There you go. You have 20 points for that bonus question. Now for 10 points, teams, McKinley Cantor's Pulitzer Prize-winning novel Andersonville took place in what specific Civil War setting? Glasser, Logan.
Prison camp.
That is right. Mm-hmm.
Famous people.
Famous people. This is worth 25 points. The Lyceum was a house of learning founded by a leading Greek philosopher. For 25 points, who?
Plato.
Aristotle. Stanford educated, she is the first woman to sit on the U.S. Supreme Court. For 10 points, teams, Duffer and Logan.
Sandra Day O'Connor.
Mm-hmm, that's right.
We'll take the last of famous people.
This is worth 30 points. It's not every day an emperor gets crowned, so we tend to remember such events. For 10 points each, who was crowned emperor of the Roman Empire in A.D. 800?
Justin.
A fellow by the name of Charlemagne, or Charles the Great. Who was crowned first Holy Roman Emperor in AD 962?
Justin?
That was Otto I. And who crowned himself emperor in 1804?
Napoleon.
That's right. Okay, teams, the 1985 Heisman Trophy winner, Doug Flutie, first signed with the New Jersey Generals of the USFL. For 10 points, where did he attend college? Dufferin, Logan.
Boston.
That's right.
We'll go sports.
Sports, first time in that category, for 30 points. Abbreviations are a major part of the baseball lexicon. With 5 points apiece and an extra 10 for all four, what are ABs?
At-bats.
How about RBIs?
Runs batted in.
SBs.
Stolen bases.
And HBPs. Hit by pitchers. I regret that I have but one life to lose for my country. For 10 points, so said what American patriot? Schauenberg, New Lisbon.
Nathan Hale.
That's right.
Sports, please.
Sports. This question is worth 30 points, New Lisbon. Two leading Russian chess masters played to an unprecedented tie in 1984 and are back at it in 1985. For 15 points apiece, name them.
Andrei Nakarov.
Judge, I don't think that's quite close enough. Those Russian names are sometimes hard to pronounce. Anatoly Karpov and Garry Kasparov is who we needed to hear. Okay, here's another toss for it. It sits within a cavity in the skull and is connected to the hypothalamus by a stalk. It's a major regulator of hormones in the body. Dufferin, Logan.
Pituitary gland.
That is right.
Go sports.
Sports, this is worth 30 points. Pencils and paper ready? In 1944, the St. Louis Browns played in their first World Series. Subtract from that year the number of players a major league team can carry after September 1st. Then add the number of home runs with which Roger Maris broke the Babe's record. For 30 points, give me the resulting year, one in which the Dodgers took the pennant.
1959?
1965. That was 44 minus 40 equals 1904 plus 61 equals 1965. For 10 points, teams, what shark species was the menace in the movie Jaws? Schauenberg, New Zealand.
Great white.
That's right.
Sports, please.
Sports. This is worth 25 points, New Lisbon. Every NFL team has a nickname. For 5 points apiece, I'll give you the city, and you complete the team's name. Cincinnati.
Bengals.
How about Houston?
Oilers.
Atlanta.
Falcons.
New Orleans.
Saints.
And Denver.
Broncos.
There you go for 25 points. One of Shakespeare's two gentlemen of Verona shares his name with Neptune's cave-dwelling herdsman, who had the remarkable ability to change into any form he chose. 10 points, teams. What's the shared name? Proteus. The leader of the House of Representatives is the Speaker. For 10 points, who is the presiding officer of the Senate? Schauenberg, New Lisbon.
Tip O'Neill.
No, that's not right. Dufferin, Logan.
Vice President.
That is correct.
We'll go sports.
Sports. This is worth 30 points. The 1985 selections for the Football Hall of Fame include guard Frank Gatsky and NFL Commissioner Pete Rozelle. 10 points apiece. Name the two quarterbacks. One a spokesman for Rolaids, the other for Brute.
Joe Namath and Staubach.
That's correct. And the running back, a Hertz Express man.
O.J. Simpson.
There you go for 30 points. Politicians frequently dislike newspaper cartoonists, teams. The editorial cartoons of Thomas Nast made this politician's face so well known that he was recognized and apprehended in Spain after escaping from prison. 10 points. Who was this corrupt New York City? Mowbray, Logan.
Tweed.
That is right. William Boss Tweed.
Go sports.
We can't give you that, but we can give you a 20-point question in medicine, our last category tonight. Its origin has been traced to Central Africa, and it's now a deadly plague, recently claiming Rock Hudson. For 20 points, what does the acronym AIDS stand for?
Acquired immune deficiency syndrome.
That is correct, for 20 points. Among the best-known stories in this collection are Counterparts, Clay. Oops, that buzzer means our game is history. We'll be back to award the scholarships, check the score, find out a little bit about Viterbo College right after this.
Isn't it more than size? You bet it is.
But if size concerns you, Viterbo College is smaller than most colleges, about 1,100 students. Why not enroll where your needs and interests come first, where you can be in the mainstream of activity? At Viterbo College, you can have closer friends. Some of them might even be faculty members. Viterbo College, try us on for size and variety and friendliness.
Good morning, good neighbor. For freshness and flavor, you have a good neighbor.
When it comes to freshness and flavor, choose your good neighbor bakers, the Good Night Bakers of Wholesome.
Wholesome's flavor secret is quality in everything. The yeast, flour, everything. No Wholesome family's more than a few hours from our ovens. We deliver freshness. Wholesome's wrapped oven fresh just before dawn. Good morning. I know it's good because I eat it. And I know why it's good because we bake it.
I'm Willie Anastas. A few years ago, my dad started SAD, Students Against Driving Drunk. Did you know drunk driving is a leading cause of death in our age group? How do we say no to things like drinking? Well, we feel we owe it to our family and our friends not to drink and drive. I don't know about you, but I don't drink and drive. In fact, I don't drink at all. I don't have to.
We're winning the battle against teenage drinking and driving, but we still need your help.
Game 12 is in the record books. And Wayne, what will the records say?
Well, the records say we have our third three-time winner, and that's Logan High School, because this evening they had a total of 415 points, and New Lisbon High School had a total of 85 points.
Okay, Wayne. Well, let's invite New Lisbon over to accept their scholarship first. Mr. Schoenberg?
Matt, we have a $300 scholarship for you or anyone else at your high school for the fall '86 semester to Viterbo College.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you, and we have some information about Viterbo. Thanks for participating.
Okay, thank you, Matt. And Jason, we'll have you come over.
Jason, number 3.
Yep.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And for your victory, another $500, making a total of $1,500 for you, anyone at Logan High School for the fall '86 semester, and some information about Viterbo. Congratulations again.
Yeah,
Come
thank
back
you.
in spring, will you?
Sure will.
Okay.
Well, Wayne, speaking of scholarships, I understand there's a tremendous scholarship offered to Viterbo College for Viterbo. Tell us a little bit about it.
This is a big one because we have just been awarded a scholarship from the Dr. Scholl Foundation, and it is
They're the people that make those feed products?
Right.
Yeah.
It is
okay.
a full 4-year scholarship for some freshmen in the fall '86 semester, and eligibility is based strictly on academic achievement. And it's for someone who is interested in the fields of dietetics, medical technology, nursing, or the pre-professional areas of dentistry, medicine, pharmacy, and podiatry. And no income requirement. It's talking strictly academic achievement. And if you're interested, I would contact Viterbo College this week to get your application blank, because the deadline for applying is January 17th.
Okay, Wayne. Excellent. Great. Good to see you. We'll see you again next week, all right?
Okay, Terry, thank you.
And speaking of next week, Barron versus Onalaska, Game 13 of High Quiz Bowl. You have yourselves a good night and even better tomorrow.
We hope you've enjoyed this week's game. High Quiz Bowl, in its 15th season here on WKBT, is brought to you by Wholesome Bread, baked by Erickson Bakeries, and by Viterbo College, one of Wisconsin's finest independent colleges.
I'm the operator of my pocket calculator. I'm the operator of my pocket calculator.